The Indie Bohemians Morning Show presents More Than Music City with Paulina Combow. We're talking to WallsNeedLove.
So can you guys explain how this company got started?
Yeah, you want me to do it?
Sure.
You want me to do it? We're all well versed in the story.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Our owner and founder, Ali Abrahimia, was he had like a little kiosk in the mall where he made license plate, like vanity license plate, pretty much. Yeah, and this little lady came up to him and asked him if he could make a quote that said, what is it?
Grandchildren welcome, parents by appointment.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, you want that on your car? And she was like, no, I want it for my wall. And so WallsNeedLove was born, and that was what, 2008? Yeah. And so he started it, and it then brought Chad on shortly after, and went from a small facility to an apartment to 2 apartments to 3 apartments, and then to here, and we're already outgrowing this facility. So that's how it started, and that's where we are.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you guys have your offices up in the front, and then what do you call it? The back? It's
The
like
warehouse.
the warehouse, but then you also make everything here too, right?
Yeah.
Production. So what's the process for making that? You said it started in a kiosk, but is it basically a printer that cuts a die cutter? Or?
We have 2 different materials. We have FabTac and we have vinyl. And FabTac is single color. It's like a cutout. You create it by removing the negative space.
Oh, that's the single color.
The vinyl, that's what I said.
You
Right?
said FabTac.
Oh, no, that's the vinyl. The FabTac is a printed material. It's like a fabric paper composite kind of material, and we can print directly on that. And then we cut out the design. So 2 different kind of processes for this.
Right.
And all of our murals and wallpaper are also FabTac as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're removable from the wall. I'm staring at a big giant elephant's head with a pipe in this office, and they have samples all over the place. There's, I mean, everything. There's a notebook paper that you can write on. It looks like dry erase.
Yep.
All the way to just decorating where it looks like you have fake wallpaper, right?
Yeah.
So it's really cool. It's versatile. It's cost effective, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You can change it out.
Right. And it's really good for renters as well because, you know, it's not going to leave marks on the wall. It's not going to leave holes in the wall. And when you leave, you just pull it down and go, you know. So, and some of our FabTac material will go with you as well. So
you can reuse it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, did you say what mall he started in? I was kind of curious
He was
just
at the
about
Opry Mills Mall.
Yeah, I think it was Opry
He kind
Mills.
of hopped around a little bit. Sometimes he was at Rivergate, but
that. Okay.
yeah, it just kind of depends on the year of the season. But
So, I mean, maybe you're just in Nashville because that's where it started, but why is Nashville a good place to have this company that's based largely on the internet?
there's just so much opportunity here as far as, I mean, it's just a great community. There's a lot of up and coming businesses here. It's cost of not only living, but the cost of, you know, space for our warehouse and stuff. It's affordable, and there's a lot of talent here that everyone we found is here in Nashville, and it's a good centralized hub for the U.S. as well. We're not on the coast, so we're not necessarily in the center of the U.S., but we're fairly centralized, and so that kind of gets our shipping logistics, process, as quick as possibly can, probably.
We also do a lot of partnering in Nashville. We, 1% of profits we donate to this organization called Sound Forest that plants trees around Nashville and the surrounding areas. And we've partnered with different restaurants to put stuff up on Chago's and 12 Tap Room. And we've talked to Batch Nashville, and we, might be working with some other big Nashville names soon. So we've just found it's a fun, creative environment for us. It suits our creative nature.
Definitely.
and people are really, I mean, there's the feeling of being, it's a southern town, so people are very friendly, and so networking is really easy, but it's also becoming a big city, so people are also very business minded, so they're very driven, and so they want to get things done, and so they not only want to help their own business, but they also want to help other people's business. So it's a very collaborative community here in Nashville.
That's great.
Not only creatively, but also in the business side, and so.
Right. Yeah, I wondered that because, I mean, you probably, if somebody's buying your product from New York or something, they wouldn't necessarily notice that you're in Nashville. So you guys do still take advantage of the community and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, so we just kind of got the announcement of Google Fiber coming. Is that going to help you guys out a lot, or do you know?
I think it will. I mean,
I think so.
From a business standpoint and from a personal standpoint, I mean, it's always nice to have competition in those worlds so that it's not monopolized. To have options, especially faster options.
Oh, yeah.
So anytime we can improve the speed of our internet service, of course, that's probably going to help. So yeah, we're definitely excited. I mean, we talked about it the day that it was announced. We were like, it's going to be awesome. So.
Oh, yeah.
And plus, it also helps put Nashville on the national radar as far as like, okay, we are an up and coming city. You know, Google thinks so.
Yes, it must be true.
Well, and also being an online marketplace, we are kind of at the whims of whatever technology services are out there. It's easier for us to build a new website with a tech company that's here in town. And if we have Google Fiber, we are more likely to attract a better tech company.
Right.
Who will be more willing to give us a lower price or work with us, because they like our product and want to partner with us, those sorts of things. Rather than, if we were out in Omaha and we were, not that I don't like Omaha, but it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and it's also like, not a number one tech center, Not a whole bunch of developers are hanging out in Omaha, as far as I know. I could be very wrong about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be cool. I mean, you guys are one of the first in Nashville that I know of that's more of an internet-based company, but and then it's like a cluster, two in North Carolina and then Atlanta, I think, with the Google Fiber. Mm-hmm. So more tech companies might be moving to the southeastern area. Yeah. That'd be really cool. So you guys both mentioned something about working with nonprofits and partnering and stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you want to, because Radio Free Nashville is a nonprofit, and so that's something that we care about, obviously, but so how do you work with the nonprofits?
Well, two of our current projects we that are kind of in the works right now. One with Safe Haven, so we're going to try and put a promotion together to help just give them a lump sum, but also give our customers an ability to donate directly to Safe Haven. On the other hand, there's a nonprofit here in Nashville called Poverty in the Arts, and they try and connect people who are dealing with poverty issues and who are also artists to the mechanisms that would allow them to make money as artists. So they know how to make their art, they just don't know how to put on a gallery or who to connect to get a show in a restaurant. So that's what Poverty in the Arts does. And when I heard about them, I was like, we could get them, the whole thing as one of our featured artists, because we pay commission to our featured artists.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's a big program for us.
Right.
So the artwork that you use, so you don't have artists in-house, but people who create this stuff,
Well, we have both.
Okay.
We have Patrick Weber, who is our production manager. Is that his title?
Art
director.
Yeah.
He is an incredible designer. He's well known around Nashville, and he's really good at what he does. And then Nina also does some design, but one of our biggest programs that we do is our featured artist program. So it's actually like, some of our decals are, just regular decals, and then we have an actual page that has all of our different artists on it. Mm-hmm. And then we contract with them and then pay them commission for their work, and then we host them on our site. We have some locals. My dad is actually a photographer here in Nashville, and he's on our site, and that's really exciting. That's awesome. But we try to find artists that jive with our brand and that work with the styles that we like, and then we promote the best of their work on our site.
That's awesome.
And they're artists from all over the world. And
Yeah.
We'll scout them online from like Behance or Society 6, and we'll contact them. Sometimes we don't even know where they're located until we start talking to them, but they're in other countries.
Yeah.
So
I love that idea. Yeah, that this got started as a kiosk thing, and now 7 other people have full-time jobs out of it, and then you guys are also helping artists get work, and it's just kind of expanding.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we definitely want to be a resource for designers and artists, and we want people to look at us as a design brand and not just a decal brand.
Right.
So having artists that we think are really talented is part of that.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that's obviously what you were just saying, but, there's the companies called Fathead, which is probably a bad word in here, but...
Mild expletive.
Yeah. So, like you were just saying, what really sets you apart from, an NFL type decal or a place like that?
Yeah, we get that a lot. They're a direct competitor of ours, obviously, but they have licensing and they do that kind of thing, so it's a different beast. But our focus is not just on pushing product and getting product out the door, but really featuring work that we would use in our own homes. And that's, not only is it a different material entirely from Fatheads, it's good quality and it's matte and we like the finish of it, but we're not just cutting out a character from Frozen and putting it on a wall.
Right.
We're designing and we're creating and we're making what we call art and not just decals.
Right. And there certainly is a time and a place for your 6 foot, or I guess would it be a full size 8 foot, I don't know, 7 foot tall Kobe Bryant, but I don't know how tall he is. But there's a time and a place for that, but also there is definitely a time and a place for really good art that can also be removable, and that you're going to feel good about for a lot of reasons, not just
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
we found that there's Fathead has their niche market, but
and it's
we've
not just
got
Fathead, because there's a lot of other decal.
there's other competitors, and we're all kind of doing something a little different. There's when it comes to art, there's so much so there's a wide spectrum of creativity, and for us to just for one company to be able to tackle it all, it was impossible. So I think there's a lot of room in this marketplace for different companies to provide different things and it all be successful.
Yeah.
We haven't even scratched the surface on where designs that we can do, and we've got a long list of things in the queue, but we do take the designs that other competitors are doing into consideration, and we intentionally try not to do stuff that they're doing, because we realize that there's too many other things that we could be doing as opposed to copying other competitors. So
Yeah.
and that's why we feel like we don't really have too much concern about competition, just because there's art. There's too much out there for us to worry about.
Yeah, it's subjective. If you like us, you like us. It's not that we're better than something, I don't know.
Right.
But okay, so this might be more of an obvious question, but what are the advantages to being an online store? And I guess you can kind of print things up as people order them versus having a shop somewhere where you have to have all your merchandise out there and all the overhead.
Yeah. Obviously, stocking and inventory is big. Everything we make is made by hand, made to order right here in the back of the warehouse in Nashville, Tennessee. But it allows us to be lighter on our feet and to move faster and to move quickly and to not be bogged down trying to push product that people don't want. If people don't want it, if it doesn't sell, we take it off the website, we move on and create something they do. So that's, I think, the obvious answer.
Yeah, it allows us the time to be creative as well. When you're running a retail store, you're always on and engaged with the customer, and you're selling. But for us to be able to designate our own times when we're running production, or certain people running production and certain people continuing to be focused on the art, it allows us to just focus more on that creative aspect as opposed to the running a retail. There are a lot of things with website that obviously take a lot of work as well, but it's just different. And not to say that we won't ever open up a retail storefront. We've considered it, and I think we will consider it at some point. I think for us to have that physical presence in Nashville, especially with Nashville being as hot as it is, there's 50, 70 people move into Nashville every day supposedly, so there's probably an opportunity somewhere for us to have a small retail location, if nothing else, to bring people in, show them some of our designs, our art, almost kind of make it like a gallery, but almost like in the sense of like the Apple or Mac store where you walk in, you see their products, but you order them online,
Right.
or whatever, and they may have some in the back. We may have a small production area if we wanted to do some custom stuff right there on the spot, but they could pick up a iPad and place their, shop through our entire store right there, order it, and we'll say we'll have it to your doorstep in 3 days,
Dreams of grandeur.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I could definitely foresee something like that coming to play in the next 2 or 3 years. So.
But, it's also a staffing issue as well. We run, a skeleton crew, basically, because we have to, and then also none of us would have the ability to just stand behind a register, hi, welcome to WallsNeedLove, and be able to constantly shift our focus to customers coming into a store. We none of us at this moment would be able to run a storefront.
Oh, exactly, because you're busy.
Yeah, exactly. We run a tight ship around here. We have to.
Great. So is there anything else I didn't ask that you guys wanted to, insert to let people know? I think this was great. We covered a ton.
We covered a lot.
I mean, the cool thing about us is we try to create, we have a pretty wide spectrum of products. Anything from nurseries and like babies' rooms all the way up, to the more classic, traditional quotes that, even a grandmother would want on her wall. So, I mean, we really, and we have a lot of, products that would be attractive towards men, because we actually sell with Jack Threads, which is, they're one of our wholesaler, and they sell our products on their website, and they're strictly men's website to buy clothes and cool stuff for their rooms and stuff like that. So we like the ability to sell to and create products for multiple demographics, and I think it kind of like continues to allow us all to be passionate about our products, because if we were just creating kids and nursery products, the guys like Patrick and myself, we may not be that interested, in that all the time. But the fact that we all kind of have products on our website there we're all passionate about in one way or the other, keeps us all involved and excited about the future.
For sure. Okay, so the last thing I was curious about, so you're a founder, it's Ali, right? Did you ever find that old lady and say, hey, you inspired my company?
I mean, he sold her the decal, didn't he?
Yeah.
He made her one.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah. I don't know, she's probably out there not even realizing that this company's in there.
She may want royalties.
Yeah, right.
Track her down.
Sorry.
Exactly. Okay, well, cool. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
This was
thank you.
awesome.